Hello and welcome to another game of Age of Empires 3. This is another casted game from the Sunbros 1v1 tournament, and the special rule for this tournament is it is a no crates tournament, so you cannot send any cards from the home city that deliver resource crates. We're in the second game of this potential best of 5 between Toblerone, who's in the blue, in focus at the moment, playing as Mexico, and Stefan, who is in the red, down here at the bottom of the map, playing as Germany. In the first game of this set, spoiler alert, Toblerone took the win with Haudenosaunee, so they are 1 up at the moment going in as Mexico into this game too. We see Germany here starting with a market classic, and we see Mexico just starting with 2 houses. They only start with 200 wood. So they've gone for 2 houses. The map, and I'm so excited to be casting on this map, it is Sonora. It's a classic map. It's from the very, very beginning, from the vanilla game from 2005. I remember this map very fondly because it's just one of those maps. I played it so much back in vanilla days when I was a hell of a lot younger, and it's a real nostalgia ship to be watching a game on this match, and you don't get to see them that more because it's not in the standard map pool anymore. But it comes up now in this tournament, and so I am excited to see that. The map has 5 trade posts. There's kind of 2 near your base. Actually, it looks like this second one is quite a lot closer to Mexico's base than... Oh, no. Maybe it's about the same. But yeah, there's kind of 2 near your base. You kind of look at this and go, you think, oh, I've got... The first one is safe and the second one is kind of in jeopardy. But actually, the second one is pretty close as well. And then there's this third one here, right in contention, down on the equator of the map, and everything is really smushed together, so you're playing, potentially fighting down quite a narrow corridor with potentially 3 trade posts on it. Everything is very, very concentrated in this area, but if you want to wander off into the north here, you can, because there's an awful lot of food available. Anyway, that's my introduction to Sonora. Let's have a look at what the players are doing. So we've got Mexico aging up with Tlaxca. Of course, that gives you the textile Chard, which is 2 villages plus 2 per hacienda, effectively 4 villages under most circumstances, and it gives you the pocket Jesuit alliance. You know what the Mexican age ups are, you don't need me to tell you. Interesting in Mexico, going up with 14 vills, which is a little bit more feisty and aggressive, and we see in transition going for a remacro over to pick up a lot of wood, which suggests to me that we might be looking at an early Age 2 revolution. But we'll check back in them on a second. Germany, also on the way up to Age 2, quite a bit later than Mexico, if you look at those progress bars. Going up with the Logistician. Now, what does the Logistician do to Germany? Let me just check my cheat sheet. The answer is it gives you an arsenal wagon and extra Uhlans on your shipments. That is pretty tasty. So Germany are going to be getting 3 Uhlans on those Age 2 shipments rather than the normal 2. That's quite a significant boost, but they had to pay an extra 100 food for it, and they miss out on things like the 400 wood from the quartermaster. So Germany needing to gather quite a lot of wood in transition to make up for that lack of quartermaster, because they're probably going to want to put down a barracks immediately when they get up to Age 2, and they're going to need quite a few houses as well, being Germany as they are. Hop back over to Mexico. So actually, looks like we remacroed back over to food because we've got quite a lot of it and only the 100 or so wood. First shipment is in fact 10 insurgentes, also picking up hunting dogs. So improving the food, gathering a lot of food, and the military wagon and hacienda have come out quite forward, and we're training insurgentes from there. So it looks like we're seeing, very similar to last time, we're going to see Toblerone going for early maximum hard aggression here. 15 villagers, is still training villagers and has got the 5 villager card queued up as well. So going to be sitting pretty on something like 21 villagers. Actually, maybe a tactical overpop here. Although not a massive one, going to 41 over 40. I think they're going to have enough wood to get their unit production back on the road pretty quickly. But yes, Germany need to be wary because it's 5 minutes 30 and we've got 20 insurgentes coming into the base. What's the response? So the Arsenal wagon is down. They get that from the Logi as well. Here we go. We've got 3 Uhlans. We've got 8 crossbows, 4 pikemen, and the Minutemen. Everyone's out to meet this initial mass. I think those insurgentes are toast, to be honest. That is more than enough to deal with it. And you've got to say, feels like Stephen Sundin may have learned from game 1. They know what Toblerone's about. It's all about that early, hard, and fast aggro. And that is a convincing win for Germany. 1,000 point score advantage for them. Mexico is following this up with the 3 Chinacos shipment. They've got a batch of 8 insurgentes popping out. That ain't going to do a lot. 20 wasn't enough to take on this army. Don't think 8's going to be able to achieve much. Maybe with the Chinacos you might get something near resembling a draw. But yeah, there's plenty of crossbowmen here, and look, those insurgentes are falling down. Hacienda coming under pressure. The Hacienda does have a hell of a lot of hit points, as 6 Uhlans pop out from the 5 plus 1 extra Uhlan shipment. Oh, 6 Uhlans taking on 3 Chinacos. It just doesn't feel fair, does it? Another batch of insurgentes come out. They might achieve something if they can catch those Uhlans, but it looks like on the whole they haven't. So the Hacienda is still under pressure. Mexico now just training more insurgentes. They have got the villager shipment, and they are still training villagers, so they've got that in their back pocket. Potentially could be an advantage here, because Germany's kind of stalled out on villager production. Although we do see 3 settler wagons coming in, which is going to boost them back up in eco terms handsomely. This front base is completely lost now, Mexico. They're going to lose the Hacienda. I'm pretty sure they're going to lose the barracks as well before they can get any units on the map to turn this around. So they need to be thinking about a plan B, if they've got plan B at all. That could be a revolution, because it is Mexico. You always have to factor that in. It could potentially be one of these paid advanced unit shipments, although I think they'll need more than just the contents of that shipment to turn things around here. Germany has got those 3 settler wagons as well, so let's have a look. Something like 28 villagers worth of production, place 23. So really everything's looking good for Germany, and the score does reflect that. Nearly a 3.5k difference between the numbers at this stage. So I was going to say, it's Toblerone's turn to feel the pressure. We're going to look at how they respond to it. But the answer is Via California, baby. So Mexico have revolted. That converts their settlers into 15 filibusters. 8 more coming in from the back here. Now, Germany could choose to take this face on, and I think it's going to work out okay for them. These frontier posts could be turned into outposts. Actually, having 3 outposts would make quite a difference to this fight, but Germany has forced it to happen too quickly for Mexico to actually get those posts down. Sending one of them off to become a trade post, not sure it makes that much of a difference at this stage. Actually, a fairly good result there for Mexico. I am surprised. I thought sizing up that German army, maybe it had a few more injured units than I realised. It was going to be able to pretty much draw against the 23 filibusters. Filibusters are not I mean, they're better than average musketeers, but they're not amazing. They've just got slightly more health, and I think slightly more attack. So those 2 outposts in the base actually not doing anything. In hindsight, it would have been better for Mexico to go all in and gamble it all on trade posts, but who was to know that? But now Germany are responding to this in the right way. Oh, and Toblerone's thrown in the GG. I was going to say the correct answer to Bayer is just to go straight for crossbowmen or whatever skirmishers, light infantry you've got, because they cannot produce any, and I do mean any, heavy cavalry. These cowboys you see here are ranged cavalry, and they don't have any shipments for it. Yes, they could have built a stable before revolting, but as you can see, in this case they haven't, and they don't really have resource income to train heavy cavalry normally. But no sooner could I explain the situation than the GG is called, so that's it. It's 1 back for Stefan with Germany, and that makes the series score 1-1. So we've got at least 2 more games to go, which I'm quite excited about because they've both been very fun, aggressive games and very easy to cast quickly. So I'll bring you some more from this set in just a moment, but for now, goodbye.